I want to take it just a little bit farther and talk about another individual. Another individual in 1 Samuel 17. This individual name is David. David was chosen by God. Chosen by God, but yet still stayed in the position that he was in while God continued to work on him. Don't you know you can be chosen by God, but still be right where you are? Sometimes you can ask the question, well, God, are you going to use me? And God said, not right now. Just stay where you're at. David is a shepherd, and he's over sheep. So God had to do some things with David while he was in that position. And every now and then, David was tested because a lion came through and David had to kill it. A bear came through and David had to kill it. I began to think, and I said, man, the spiritual battles that a shepherd go through, that the sheep don't know that is coming their way. Right. I had to think, and pastor, I said, man, my pastor be going through it. Spiritual battles, the spiritual lions and the spiritual bears that he have to fight on our behalf, that he don't allow to come in the fold. Oh, Lord have mercy. Pastor, I thank you for going to battle for me. So here it is that God was using David, and he had David in a form where he was molding him and shaping him into it with time to go. One day David's father called him, David! And David answered, yeah, what's going on, Pop? He said, man, I need you to go and check on your brothers. And David said, all right, what's up? Because his brothers had been drafted into the service, and they were fighting in the army of Saul. And David packed his bags up, and he said, all right, I'm getting ready to go, Pop, and bring you back a report. David's on his way. When David get there, he sees that the Philistines and the Israelites had drawn up their battle lines. Now, I don't know if you know what a battle line is or not, but you remember when we was in school? I'm going to give it a minute because I know some of y'all got to think a little longer than others. You remember when we was in school and we was get out of school. See, back when I was in school, 9 times out of 10, even though you might have been able to catch the bus, you like to go home and walk home with everybody else. And then out of the week, you like to have like 2 or 3 fights. So it would be a fight after school, and 9 times out of 10, I would be there. I'd be right there in the midst of the fight. And then you'll have 2 individuals in the middle of the huddle, and they'll be sitting there talking about, come on, man, you hit me. No, you hit me. Come on, this, that, other. And somebody like me might ask to fight on. I ain't saying y'all ever did anything like that. Y'all ain't edged no fights on. That was just me. So back then, what we used to do, we'll grab a stick, break the twigs in half, and then we'll put one on one shoulder and put the other where? No, y'all did it too. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. And put the other on the other shoulder. And you be talking about, man, look here. If he knock it off, start fighting. So you'll be doing that, and they'll still be talking about, knock it off. No, you knock mine off. Knock it off. And I said, man, look here, man. Forget that. So what we'll do, we'll take a little twig, knock them off, and then we'll go get a rock or anything like that and make a line in between the two. And that was called a battle line. So here David done fell up, and he see that the Philistines and the Israelites had drawn up their battle lines. And David, man, he was a man of God. You know when you're a man of God and you're a fresh Christian, that, man, you got a zeal for God like none other. Man, you don't know too much about the brother or the sister, you know what I'm saying, to take up for them. But anybody talk about God? Oh, no, you ain't having it. And it ain't even got to be your conversation. You can just be listening to somebody, and all of a sudden they be talking, man, Jesus ain't nothing. Jesus this, Jesus that. You be talking about, hey, hold up, bro. You ain't talking about no Jesus. And next thing you know, what wasn't your conversation have become your conversation, and now you done got into a heated argument, almost a fight, because they disrespected Jesus. Man, David walks up, and the Philistine champion, Goliath, is standing at the line talking about Israel. Now, David heard that. But then he got the audacity to start talking about their God. Oh. David said, man, who is this dude right here talking crazy? Man, in 1 Samuel chapter 17, around about the 37th verse, David said, the God who rescued me from the paw of the lion and from the paw of the bear will rescue me from this uncircumcised Philistine. Wow. Man, not only did David know who he was fighting for, David knew what he was fighting for. All right. Exodus chapter 2. I'm going somewhere. Exodus chapter 2. In this time, a baby is born by the name of Moses. This child is born, but is born in the era where a decree had came down that every Hebrew male child which is born, when they see life, that death may be at the door. So now here it is that all the Hebrews is standing on the edge and saying, man, we're going to lose our child. And not saying that everyone lost their child, because it was a few that made it slip through. But Moses' mama said, man, I'm going to do a little something different. Moses' mama said, man, I know that if the governing authorities come through and find out that we have a child in the house, then therefore, not only would they kill the child, but they might kill us as well. You know, sometimes you can't allow the right hand to know what the left hand is doing. And then what had happened is that something that happened in the neighborhood where Moses' mama was at, because Tasha, that lived a couple of doors down, she was trying to hide her baby, but the authorities came in and found Tasha baby and killed Tasha baby. So now Tasha got some bitterness in her heart, and every time she find out that somebody got a baby, guess what she gonna do? Go and tell it. So Moses' mama said, you know what we gonna do? We gonna keep this in-house. Ain't nobody gonna know about this pregnancy but Moses' sister Miriam and Moses' brother Aaron, the father, and her. We gonna stay in and keep it a secret. So here it is that God had already blessed the house of Moses, and therefore anytime the governing authority to come in and they'll start kicking around things, that God would allow Moses to be into a deep sleep, that the child wouldn't wake up. So God blessed the house. But Moses began to grow and he began to tease, and therefore not only was he sleeping, but not only was he eating, but now he began to cry a little bit more. So Moses' mama began to cry out. And she began to cry out to God and say, Lord, I need your help, Father. Because if they come in and find the child, Lord, not only are they going to kill him, but they're going to kill us as well. So, Father, I need your help. What can I do, Lord? And God said, give him to me. Give him to you. Yeah, give him to me, because I can take care of him better than you can. All right. So Moses' mama was praying, and God gave her that, and so therefore she began to move in the spirit, and she got a basket, and she began to cover the basket with pitch, and she began to cover it on the inside and also around on the outside. So therefore, here it is that spiritually, here this is in a form of an ark. The same way Noah was in the ark, the same way Noah put pitch all around the ark and on the inside and around it, so nothing could get in and so that nothing could get out. So Moses' mama, she took the child and placed him on the inside of the basket, and when she covered it and sealed it, God sealed it after she shut the door on it, the same way with Noah them. And then when she allowed the baby to move forward, taking him out and put him in the Nile, she talks to the daughter and tells the daughter, watch your brother. Keep eye on him. But then Moses' mama, she goes in the house and she began to break down. Did I really hear from the Lord? Did I really hear that I was supposed to set my son out? How many times have God told you to let something go and then you turn around and say, Was it really you, Lord?
All right.
Was I supposed to put my daughter out? Was I supposed to set my son out? Was I supposed to leave this job? Was I supposed to get out of this marriage? Lord, was it really you, Lord? Lord, I need a sign that what you told me that, Lord, I need to hear something from you.
All right.
How many times? So she's in the house and she's thinking, she's saying, Lord, tell me something. I just set my son out there, Lord. And here it is from a woman's standpoint. When a woman is, when she have conceived on the inside of her a baby, and the baby is surrounded with water, and the baby is, as I like to tell, is on the inside, which is a dark environment. Moses is inside of a dark environment, and Moses is headed up the Nile, and he's headed, study says that Pharaoh's daughter had came down to the royal bath.
Right.
So Moses is not only in the Nile, and not only is God orchestrating the whole thing and guiding the baby ship that Moses is in, but he's heading into a form of royalty.
All right.
So now spiritually, here it is. Well, let me tell you, because when Moses comes down and the basket is seen, or the small ark is seen, and somebody retrieves it out of the water. Wait a minute, hold on. Going back to the woman, because the first thing that the sign that the baby is coming is that the water breaks. So therefore, when the basket comes out of the water, the breaking of the water from the woman spiritually, that the child comes forth. And wait a minute, hold up now, because after the water breaks, then therefore the child is begin to receive and come forth that it may see life. So therefore when the lid comes off, therefore the child sees life in another dimension in the form of royalty spiritually.
All right.
I ain't lose nobody, do it?
All right.
So here we go. So Moses' mama is back there, and she's sitting there saying, Lord, I need a sign. And remember, Moses' sister is there the whole time. She's there the whole time and watching everything. We know that Moses' sister had to work for Pharaoh's daughter because she's there. So therefore, when they pulled the basket from the water and opened the lid up, and then therefore when Moses' sister walked up, Moses had to be looking up and see somebody that he know. They had to start smiling.
All right.
And the sister said, whoa. They began to look at the baby, and all of a sudden they said, this got to be one of the Hebrews' child.
All right.
And Moses' sister said, well, do you want me to go and get one of the Hebrews women to take care of the child? And then they said, yeah. Pharaoh's daughter said, yeah, go do that. So Moses' sister is headed back to the house and busts in the door. Mama still sitting there praying, talking about she need a sign. So when Moses' sister come through the door, man, mama get up and look and say, babe, what happened to Moses? And all of a sudden the sister said, mama, come on, mama. Now what happened to my baby? Mama, come on, Pharaoh's daughter got her. What? Got my baby, yeah, come on, mama. So all of a sudden, Moses' mama gets her sweater, grabs it, come on. And while they're headed back, Moses' sister is beginning to tell mama all the details of what's going on. And all the things she began to do is look up to God and say, my God, have mercy.
All right.
God will take care of the situation.
Yes, he will.
So here it is that God is taking care of the situation. And when Moses' mama get to the area, Pharaoh's daughter began to talk to Moses' mama and begin to tell her, look, I need you to take care of this baby for me. Because here it is that at first you was in a form of bondage and you was hiding your child. Just God now. And you was hiding your child. But God said, give him to me and I can do far better with him than you can. So she turned him over to God and she was asking for a sign. Did I do the right thing? And God said, yeah, you did the right thing. And I'm going to let you know you did the right thing because I'm going to put him, you ain't in bondage no more. I'm going to put him in the form of righteousness where therefore he ain't got to hide no more. So therefore you'll know exactly where he at. You're going to be right in the arms of the enemy.
All right.
You ain't got to hide no more. I'm going to put you somewhere where you ain't got to hide.
All right.
And here it is that Moses' mom is listening, and Pharaoh's daughter said, not only do I want you to watch the child, but I'm going to pay you.
All right. All
Ain't
right.
it amazing when we listen to God? What God would do?